My name is Michael Ellner. I'm a medical hypnotist and a hypnosis educator. I'm with the International Medical and Dental Hypnotherapy Association, and I have recently written a book called Bedside Manners, The Pain Clinician's Guide to Effective Medical Communication. I wrote the book because, and it's an e-book, it's a very simple guide, it's a very quick read, but it's designed to help doctors be more effective. The major complaint the patients have is doctors don't listen, they don't feel respected, they don't feel understood, they don't feel that they're getting any attention. And one of the problems is doctors are under a great deal of pressure. They're stressed themselves, and if you imagine if you were working with somebody and they were preoccupied, they felt pressured, they were stressed, and this is your doctor. So one of the first keys to communicating is for a doctor to be relaxed, to learn how to center and relax between patients. They can do that in a minute or two. And then to focus their attention on the patient, him or herself. And this gives the doctor a tremendous edge in creating rapport and creating compliance. In many cases, how the patient feels is more important than what the doctor says. Very often doctors give people a life sentence. Nothing can be done. You'll have to learn to live with it. That's a terrible thing, and it can be easily corrected by simply adding, and I'll do everything I can to help you. Sometimes a doctor reacts to a patient who's agitated and angry. It's not surprising that someone living in chronic pain might be irritable and might be having difficulty. So I teach doctors how not to internalize these encounters, how not to personalize it, how to give the patient the space to just communicate what's going on. And what's going on is that very often they're not getting relief, they're in pain, and they don't feel anyone's acknowledging that. So this is a very simple guide. It has a lot of hints on how to communicate more effectively, how to create rapport naturally, what to say, what to avoid saying. An example on one of my previous interviews is the word positive. We live in a society where everything is focused on thinking positive, feeling positive, acting positive, being positive. And yet when people get the most horrific news in their lives, it often is in a phrase, your test result came back positive. That word changes in terms of its meaning to that person. Now they hear positive and it's connected and associated with one of the most awful experiences in their life. Yet they go out and the doctor is telling them to think positive. Their family's saying act positive. The people that they see on the media is using the word positive. And that word now has a very negative connotation for these people and brings up a lot of painful emotions. A simple solution would be saying your test came back reactive, same meaning, and it doesn't jade the word. Or a doctor can simply acknowledge, you know, a lot of people experience a change in the meaning of word positive, and I just want you to think of the word when I use it or anybody else in terms of its original meaning. That often is enough to change the tone of the word, just reminding the person what it once meant and giving them an opportunity to readjust back to that. One of the things about my book that's unique is there are many, many guides to effective communication, but none centers on the state of the doctor. A doctor's state of mind is crucial to any communication. So this book has very simple exercises that can be carried out in 2-3 minutes that will help a doctor center and focus their attention. So it's amazing the difference in a practice when a doctor is relaxed, recharged, and focused on a patient. And then they relax and recharge and focus on the next patient. They have more energy at the end of the day. Their experience is more pleasant, and they're more effective communicators, and it actually benefits their patients. And what I do is I help doctors and their patients be more effective. In many situations, a doctor's communication skills actually causes pain rather than relieves pain. And I'm very interested in helping that. Another thing is that doctors often aren't educated in using non-drug approaches to helping their patients. And there are many, many things that complement and supplement medication. For example, hypnosis, self-hypnosis, biofeedback, meditation, yoga, Tai Chi are all modalities that can help a person take a role in their self-care that's empowering, and it also provides a lot of relief for people. So one of the presentations I'm doing is on non-drug approaches, which is not anti-drug. We're very happy to support whatever a doctor recommends for his patients. We in no way have anything to do with recommending treatments. We're here to supplement that. And one of the most powerful things a patient can do for themselves is intentional relaxation. When a person is relaxed, everything feels better. When a person is stressed, everything is more painful. And these are techniques that once learned, the person has 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's always available if needed. There are many situations where drugs stop working. A person builds tolerance to them. Some people have paradoxical reactions to drugs in which it increases the pain instead of relieves the pain. In some cases, the dosages are so high they cause adverse reactions. So this can help doctors help their patients get more out of their prescription drugs and medications, and actually gives the doctor an additional tool to decide on the proper dosage. For demonstrational purposes, people don't realize that our imaginations and memories are very powerful. So simply remembering something that was very pleasurable and satisfying produces chemicals that relieve pain and help people feel better. If people get in touch with moments when they were happy, when they felt effective, they felt smart, they felt productive, they felt appreciated, that has a physiology that could be tapped into towards relieving pain. So sometimes the simplest way to relax is to give yourself a minute or two. We're not talking about a large investment of time. And just focusing your attention first in being in a body, getting a sense of yourself from the top of your hair to the bottom of your feet, just beginning to breathe gently, and then using your memory to think about favorite experiences, favorite people, things that turn you on, things that float your boat. And that automatically produces relaxation. That automatically helps people feel better. And people who feel better heal better, and they experience less suffering. Many medical hypnotists hypnotize and teach their clients self-hypnosis in the same process. In fact, it's impossible to teach someone self-hypnosis without hypnotizing them. Now, there are several things one can do. People can learn simple exercises to recreate the hypnotic state, or some people use a post-hypnotic suggestion. A person uses a pre-agreed-on cue that puts them in hypnotic states. So the person has a couple of options. People who have difficulty relaxing would respond better to a post-hypnotic suggestion. Other people like to mix it up and use a variety of imagery, a variety of memories, and they very easily could learn self-hypnosis. So in my practice, everyone is taught self-hypnosis as part of it. I think it's a gift, and it's beyond pain. They could use it any way they like. Generally, I give them the options. I briefly describe the different modalities and let them tell me what they think is the best, in which case they've made a commitment. So it's very helpful for them to say, I think this would work best. It's more likely to work.